There you go. Put a pin in it, they say. That's what they say in the business. How you doing tonight, sir? Looking phenomenal.
Good. How are you? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I literally just walked in the door right now.
Hey, it's fine. That's what makes this live show fun. First of all, shout out to the phenomenal MTV shirt you have on.
Thank you. I just bought it because I didn't bring enough clothes.
You're down in Orlando right now?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando right now. I just went, earlier today I had to stop at Target because I didn't bring enough clothes. So
yeah. Hey, Target.
I bought $12 at good old Target.
Hey, Target has saved me many a time. Many a time.
Yeah, it's good stuff sometimes.
So yeah, thanks for giving us the time tonight. For those people that don't know, you're most notably known as Stone Rockwell, which is where I have come across you. I'm watching Impact tonight. I've seen you on there before. Did my research. So we got a lot of things to talk about tonight. But what I'm really interested in is it true that Steven Spielberg used your life story, Stone Rockwell's life story, as inspiration for Indiana Jones? Because that's what my sources tell me.
I mean, that is the hot rumor. I did come first, so we used to hang out, and he was very interested in me, and he always had a pen and paper with him. He was, he stole my story.
Yeah,
I'm from Jones, Indiana. Not a coincidence. I had the hat and the whip first, and then he made a movie. He hired some hack named Harrison Ford to play me. I'm still a little upset about it, but what can you do? It's in the past.
I mean, you're more. What was the language I wrote down? You are more. Where did I put it? Oh gosh, I wrote it somewhere. You're rugged, handsome, good looking. You could have done that role.
I feel like he did a pretty good job, but yeah,
Average.
If they needed heavier, slower, uglier leading man, my schedule is open.
Some other things that
of Indiana Jones, they can call me.
What's that?
If they ever want to do a shittier version of Indiana Jones, they can call me.
Yeah, they can reboot it. I mean, they made that fourth movie that make like a 5-6. Like you could play an older Indiana Jones.
I could be his long lost idiot brother.
Yeah. I mean, his dad, Sean Connery, I'm sure has may or may not have several illegitimate children around.
And I could be the one who pretends is not his kid because he's so embarrassed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As I prepared for this show, saw a lot of PR images, wrestling matches, a lot of promo things as Stone Rockwell. And the first thing that popped into my mind that I wondered was, what's in your satchel?
Well, that's whatever I need to get the job done. Blow darts, naps, flares, the whole deal.
Yeah, whatever you need, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I just found the words I was looking for. I wrote imitating, or not imitating. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Big guy. Don't want to approach them. It's not imitating. It's
intimidating.
Thank you. Intimidated, rugged, good looking.
That doesn't have a face.
What's that? Oh, that's Vanessa.
Is she anonymous?
She's the voice from above.
Hi.
I've met you before at shows. We've interacted.
Well, I can't confirm or deny that because you are faceless right now.
I know. I have a funny story. I'll tell it a little later. Of an interaction we had.
Why you're not on camera right now?
Pardon?
You have a funny story as to why you're not on camera right now?
No. I have a funny story of an interaction that you and I had at a show.
You should have screened it with me first. Was I a jerk?
No, I would never. No, I've never met a jerk pro wrestler.
What? You probably haven't met any.
Now, wait a second. We had RJ City on here.
I've never physically met him.
Physically.
Good thing.
We also had, well, we'll leave Moose out of this for the time being.
On a
Yeah,
segue, you think he's a jerk? He's on OTT on Sunday.
I don't think he's a jerk. I really don't. I
Come show, and I'll introduce you again, reintroduce you, and I'll make him apologize for whatever he did to upset you,
I
and we can all have a laugh.
I don't think he did anything personally. I think there was a lot of stuff going on at that time when we were doing this show. We tried to stretch these things out for an hour, and it just doesn't work out like that. And I think when we pitch the show idea to people to come on, we say 15 to 30 minutes. I think that was been working so much better. And Moose was the person that made us realize that. So I don't think he's a jerk. Although in the ring, he can be an asshole at times. But outside the ring,
Pretty sure he's bringing the asshole on Sunday.
Interesting. And that is OTT. Only the toughest. Only the toughest.
Only the toughest. OTT.
OTT.
This Sunday, August 14th at 4 p.m.
Yes.
It is the saga at the Don Koloff Arena. If you've ever been there, Battle Arts Academy.
Battle Arts Academy. Now I'm in upstate New York, so I've haven't been to Canada in a long.
Make excuses.
Just drive there. Well, fun fact.
I wrestle in upstate New York all the time. I have been for years.
Where in upstate New York did you wrestle?
Empire's ESW,
Oh.
Empire State, and then there's a couple of other, like, sometimes I'm really bad with like the names of the promotions. I just go by the dude who booked me.
Right.
Address of the building. I'm so bad, and it's been years, so I haven't done a bunch of those in a long time. But there's a bunch of different people I've worked for in different areas in upstate. But ESW, I was their heavyweight champion. Wrestled for them for years.
Yeah.
Before the Stone Rockwell days, the Asylum days, which were, you probably don't even know who that is, but that was me before Stone Rockwell, and that will be me again this day for Only the Toughest. It was who I was when I started way back when I was 19 or 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm an old bastard now, so it was a long time ago.
What's and I didn't know about Asylum until I started preparing for this, and I have it written down. What is what's the biggest difference between Asylum and the Adventurer Stone Rockwell?
Like night and day.
Yeah.
Aside from the both have big ugly heads. Asylum was or can be the grumpiest, angriest, saltiest kind of bully you'd ever meet, which some people have described me as in life. And then there's also Stone Rockwell, who's the goofy, aloof, fun-loving idiot, which I've also been described as well. So it's like polar opposite ends of my personality. And I just exaggerate both of them. I'm somewhere in the middle.
You're somewhere in the middle in real and in shoot life. Which end do you prefer to get in the ring as?
Oh my! You know what? It depends on where I am, who I'm working with, the type of crowd. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I like to pride myself on saying I can make anything work anywhere. But depending on the conditions. Lately, I've just had this urge to just kind of do what I used to do and kind of go back to that character that was just an aggressive, angry heel. Because I feel like that's not happening as much these days.
No true life heels these days?
Yeah, someone who like really leans into being hated and actually will keep pushing. As opposed to being, afraid of the booze for whatever,
right,
egotistic reasons.
Or like what I see a lot these days, and I could be wrong, but I see more people trying to be cool heels as opposed to a heel where I just really don't like you at all. instead of being a cool heel, maybe Attitude Era type of heel, be more of a dirty, rotten, nasty heel that I want to punch in the face every time I see him on my TV, like a Piper, an old school Piper was an old school heel in my mind. I think we need more of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's like trying to be, either like you're cool because you're I'm a badass, and like that's not really a heel. That just that just means you're rebellious.
Right.
It's like heels have undesirable qualities. You're a cheater, a liar, a suck.
Yep.
Like when you're a bad, I stand up to anybody and everything. That's not really something I would dislike about you. I'd actually admire that you stand up for yourself. So that doesn't make you, that doesn't make you a heel to me. I could go on forever. Don't make me.
What else are we missing in the world of wrestling right now?
I don't know. I mean, it's not up to me to say. I just like what I like and want to do things that I don't see as much. I like to fill the gaps of things that I feel like in certain maybe areas or places that are missing. Because there's a lot of people that want to be loved, that means there's room for somebody who needs to be hated in order to make that work, and vice versa. If there's a lot of people that just want to be hated, then they need, that area needs somebody that needs to be loved and appreciated, and go against all those people who are hated. So,
Only the Toughest. We had mentioned it this weekend, and I want to get to more of that because I realized that in preparing for this, that's a whole new promotion it's just got started up.
Yeah, this will be the second show that we're doing on August 14th. Harry Smith Jr. is the Toughest heavyweight champion. We have Ashley D'Amboise from AEW Dark and Elevation. She's a regular on there. She's her first time ever in Canada. She's actually from Montreal, but has never wrestled in Canada. This will be her first time against the returning Silesia Sparks, who has been away from wrestling for the last 3 years. We have a bunch of great wrestlers that you don't see in Ontario specifically. Beastman, Xavier Walker, Karam, all these people that you wouldn't normally get a chance to see, that are all larger than life. Everybody's either tremendously large or tall or in tremendous shape or a really good athlete. Everybody has something to offer that you look at them and think like that is an impressive human being for one reason or another, which I think is something that, if we're talking about what's missing,
right.
Again, I'm something with this company and with these people that you don't see all the time. There's nothing wrong with having somebody who's maybe a little smaller, lightweight, and can do a lot of acrobatics and cool moves. But there's also something to be said for someone who looks really rugged, really mean, and really tough, and can still do some pretty cool stuff as well.
I'm looking at some of the PR pics here on your guys' Facebook.com OTT Wrestling. That's also in the chat as well. Yeah, larger than life, big. Well, except for Matthew Grant here, but athletic.
I would say that he's the only little thorn in our side.
Somebody let him in.
Yeah, so nobody let him in. He just walked in.
He just walked in.
We're gonna try to right that wrong. He seems to have a problem with that concept of people being, big and large or whatever. And I told him it has nothing to do with you not being big or strong, but everything to do with you just being an asshole. That's why I don't want you there.
Yeah, I can see that. We've had him on the show. I mean, he gives that vibes.
Sorry.
It happens. I'm seeing that match Sparks versus DM Boys. I botched that name, I'm sure.
It's your American is
right.
D'Amboise.
Yeah. So the winner of that faces Thunder Rosa?
Yes, the following show for OTT, September 24th, for the first time ever in Ontario, AEW Women's Champion Thunder Rosa will be at Only the Toughest, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I see that.
Maybe you'll have for that one, sir.
Yeah, right.
You're allowed to order. Am I going to see Faceless Vanessa there? Sorry, that. First of all, I need to know why you're faceless, and I need to know what our weird interaction was.
All right, go ahead. You're on the clock, Vanessa. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm on the clock. Okay, I only normally get 30 seconds, so I gotta make it quick.
Why do you? 30 seconds?
Now you're burying me. This is payback. When who did I bury you with? Will All Day. That's right.
Will All Day. Anyway, no. We just how we run, because if we run 3 people and we do an interview, then it's not symmetrical, and it drives both of us crazy when we put it up out into Twitch, and it looks weird with 3 people. So that's why we only do 2, and that's why I'm faceless. Interaction was I want to say it was like a Destiny show in Sarnia.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so it was a while back.
Yep.
And so we take pictures, and then we have a little Bluetooth printer that we print them out on.
Okay.
And so I came to that, and I come up and I had like a magazine in them, and I was like, "Oh, do you sign pictures?" And you were like, "I don't know what picture you're showing me." And you were like worried for a minute that it was going to be like R-rated or something.
What? You came up to me with...
It was a picture of me and you, and I got you to sign it.
But you didn't show me what it was?
Well, no, because I had them in a magazine so they wouldn't fold and get all wrecked in my bag.
Okay, so you came up to me and said, without showing me anything, saying, "Do you sign pictures?"
Well, yeah, I was asking if you did autographs, because I was like, some people ask you to pay. So I was asking if like I had to pay for an autograph sign.
Well, that's a fair question of mine to say, do you sign things? Of like, I sign a lot of things. I sign checks. I sign a lease. I sign a whole bunch of things. I don't know what you're asking me to sign.
Well, no, I did say picture. And then you asked if it was like R-rated. And I was like, what? It was confusing. It was funny. I thought it was funny. That's why I laughed. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm like a weird dude. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I took it as funny.
Well, good. I'm glad. Now I can see why you only get 30 seconds.
It's okay.
You're terrible. That was Asylum. Asylum just said that.
I told you. I said being a jerk comes so naturally to me that it's embarrassing sometimes. Actually, I'm sorry, Vanessa. You can have more than 30 seconds any day. You're a great. I can't even say that without laughing at myself.
It's okay. It comes off well in the ring. It works well.
Okay, good. Do you live in Sarnia?
Yes.
Okay. That's a little bit of a drive, but I'm going to tell you to come on Sunday anyway.
I really do, and I want to go to the last show, but no one wants to watch my children. So, yeah.
I don't know how old they are. Just leave them at home. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. It is family friendly. You can bring them.
If they only watch women wrestling, so if it was a full women's wrestling show, they would be there. Otherwise, they would just ask the whole time if there was women.
Cover their eyes, except for when the women are on.
Yeah.
And just lie to them and say, everybody here, it's a women's match, but you can't see anything. Blindfolded. Yeah. And then you can Ashley and Sleazia, which will be a great match, actually.
Or my youngest will try to get in the ring.
I wouldn't advise that.
I wouldn't either. She's already started jumping off roofs, so I think that she's ready to get in the ring.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'd watch that jumping off roofs thing.
Yeah, you do.
What's the youngest age you would suggest people get started training for wrestling?
I am. It's funny. I had this conversation with someone a couple of days ago. I personally don't think you should be doing anything, taking bumps or learning to wrestle until you're at least 18.
Nice.
Just because, I mean, you're so young and your body's still forming, and there's nothing natural about pro wrestling, about throwing our bodies to the ground that we do. Like, I don't know. I just think it's something you should think about long and hard first. And you're going to be getting in there with, sometimes someone who's like 20, maybe even 30 years older than you if you're a little kid. And I just don't think that's the place for someone really like a teenager,
right?
Like a teenager. And it's not up to me, and I don't make the rules in a lot of places, but I know there's kids that are like 13 and 14 that are, going into training and bumping and stuff. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I have that's just my preference, but I'm not going to like raise about it or protest it or anything. It's just not what I would let my child do if they were wanting to get into wrestling. I think you need to wait a little bit longer.
Oh, that's good. It's good information.
But what do you think?
It's a great question. I really don't know what I think. It hasn't been asked. I have 3 daughters. The middle one is really into wrestling, Impact Wrestling, ironically. She enjoys right now. And she understands the psychology of wrestling. Even at this young age, she understands about selling and all that aspect. The oldest one, who is in gymnastics and all sorts of sports as well, is stiff. Like, send her fucking over to Japan to work because she is stiff as fuck. And I don't know where they're in gymnastics. So to me, that's the most wrestling training they're going to get right now.
There's a lot of crossover.
Yeah. They do the flip. Like my kids right now can do a Kurt Angle style moonsault. Picture perfect on our trampoline. It's picture perfect. Because they can do back.
How old are they?
My oldest is good Lord. My oldest is 12. My middle kid is turning 10, and then my youngest is 5. But they're in.
And you'd be okay with your 12-year-old saying she wanted to go to a wrestling gym and start learning to wrestle?
Probably not. But when she's in team gymnastics, she's in competitive gymnastics, and when she learned to master her backflip, I was like, well, that's cool. I said, can you do that but land flat on your stomach? And my wife just looked at me and said, what are you doing? And I said, I just want to know. She goes, yeah, she can. My daughter goes, yeah, I can. So she did this like perfect moonsault. It was just a backflip perfect, and she just laid right out and landed flat on her stomach it was the snow. It was actually the winter time into a snowbank. And I was like, that's it. But I probably would lean more towards the 16, 17, 18-year-old before taking any official training, if it was ever brought up. But yeah, that's probably where I stand. Vanessa, you got daughters climbing roofs. What do you think?
We'll
give her 30
I think
more
they
seconds.
need some type of education first before they can look at that.
I mean, you can do both at the same time.
It's true.
If they could do both at the same time, as long as your education doesn't slip due to the other.
Oh,
you need a fallback plan.
That could be with anything.
Right.
But at a young age, would you let them start to wrestle in like their early teens if they wanted to?
I would say no, but then we're also looking at putting them into martial arts, and they're 6 and 4 now. So
I still feel like that's very different. Pro wrestling and like the martial arts that are geared, they're going to be in a class with age appropriate people. Whereas, let's say they go to some dingy wrestling school in God knows where with, Hank Rogers, who's like the 50-year-old grizzled vet, slamming them around and stuff. And I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard until you see it. I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'd be the one doing a lot more of the research than them.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Picking the schools and stuff.
Yeah, you'd have to really look at the school too. Did you think this was going to be a debate about age-appropriate wrestling training?
We never know where the show's going to go. Never.
No.
We don't. That's why it's live.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Ruining it minute by minute.
Hey, if we
it's our motto.
It's our motto. We're purveyors of bullshit. Like, I really was going to lead off. I was going to ask you to rank me the Indiana Jones movies, but I skipped right over that hot topic.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. My middle kid was just down here, by the way, and I actually asked her, I said, would you like to go into wrestling? And she said to me, I don't know. I said, I have gymnastics right now. Ask me in a week.
Yeah, big change in a week. So,
yeah.
Life of a teenager or almost teenager. A week's alone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that was the middle one. So the oldest one, who's almost a teenager, she fucking doesn't come out of her fucking room. I never see her. OTT just started this weekend with something even bigger than this weekend's show. Besides all the matches, is and I watched the video earlier. You guys are doing it this weekend for wrestling's toughest fan, correct?
Yeah, that's something that myself and a few of the other partners were really adamant about showcasing, kind of extending the meaning of like what it means to be tough. Mm-hmm. And people that have personal struggles that they're dealing with in their lives, some young wrestling fans who might not have a lot of the luxuries that we take for granted, and they're still just full of life and love wrestling and just want to be a part of it. And we're going to try to make it as special as we can at the show and make them honorary, fan of the night. They are just as tough as anybody, or tougher than anybody they're going to see in the ring that night. And we want to bring them into the ring and celebrate with them and give them an award and have the fans, cheer for them and just give them like a really great special night. And it meant a lot to us to do it at the first event, and it's going to mean just as much with this one coming up here. It's just, something we wanted to just give acknowledgement to some people that were exhibiting toughness in their own way.
Yeah, for sure. And watch that video. 6-year-old boy. It just touched my heart. Battling cancer. And is it something you guys are going to focus on for every show?
Every event will have somebody new.
Spectacular. That right there should make you want to drive from Vanessa. That right there should make you want to drive. Go see it.
Okay.
Shit.
He's such a sweet little guy too.
I know. I watched the City News, Toronto City News. I watched it, man. It touches your heart right there. Yeah, and he'll be there front row on Sunday. Just having a blast. So, before we're nearing the end of the spot here, and before I give you the mic, you can put over anything you want. You can plug anything else, or Barry Vanessa again if you want. Were you in Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah, very briefly, like one episode. I'll let you. It was the Brawl for All episode.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Who do you think I was?
You were Bart Gunn.
No,
you were.
There was a guy hell of a lot more like Bart Gunn than I do.
Yeah, he did. I saw the guy that played him, and I was like, well, maybe Stone like shape. Maybe he changed some things. All right, let me.
No.
I gotta think who else was in it. Let me look at it. Who else was in it? What's that?
I'll give you one more guess.
All right. I don't know if I can remember everybody that was in it.
Yeah, he was in the tournament.
He was in the tournament. I don't know. Savio Vega.
No. I was Dr. Death.
Dr. Death. Damn it! Yeah. I forgot about him. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Dr. Death.
They put like a mullet wig on me. I got his like satin red vest that said Dr. Death. And then I had the guy, ironically, who played Bart Gunn knock me the F out.
Brawl for all, man. What a great time that was in the world of wrestling.
It was wild, yeah. It was kind of cool.
I'm also being told in the chat that you were in a Twisted Iced Tea commercial.
Yes. I do a little bit of, just acting work on the side, some commercials and things like that. And in the spring, I filmed Mike's Hard Iced Tea was coming out with it. Like, I guess their iced tea. I guess they normally have lemonade. And I was a wrestler, and I wore like a lemon unitard, and they shaved my beard into like this disgusting, like just giant sideburns that connected into a mustache. And I had to basically talk like a mix of Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man.
What does that sound like?
Oh, I can't even do it now. I'm so tired. Like, it's really loud and like Mike's Hard Iced Tea, like just in your face. Like I knew exactly what they wanted, because they were like, think 80s wrestling. And I'm like, I think 80s wrestling every second of my life. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
And they just, you're from the States, so you probably have never seen it, but I think it's gotten a lot of play in Canada. And I went out to Calgary for the Stampede, and I was on it was wild. I was on like billboards and signs and stuff like that. And I did some promotional stuff there for them. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty cool way to, get a free trip.
I also, let me see. I didn't leave anything out, but I did want to mention you're Paul Heyman's doctor.
Yes, I was. Doctor, oh man, what was my name? I don't remember.
I don't even remember that.
But I Heyman's doctor on Raw, and CM Punk beat the shit out of me with a kendo stick.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah, man.
Gotta love that. There's a well, like I said, Stone, we'll have you back on. You guys are gonna have more only the toughest OTT wrestling shows all over the place. You got more coming up. Great stuff, great causes. I love everything that I've seen, that I've read about. I mean, it's just great. So you're definitely welcome back anytime. But what we do at the end of every show is I'm going to give you the proverbial mic. You can put over anything you want, say anything you want. I will not interrupt. The floor is yours.
Oh, okay. Well, my only interest right now is having people come out to OTT on Sunday, August 14th, and, support the cause, support our little buddy, and just to come out and have a great time with what I think is great professional wrestling by very believable and legitimate athletes.
Nice. Is there a GoFundMe for that little guy too? Did I hear that as well?
Yeah, there's a link, and I don't know if you can put like our website, onlythetoughest.ca.
Yeah, I got that.
Link to all that. People can watch the video of the City TV there. They can do the GoFundMe. They can also get a link for tickets. They can come meet him. They can hang out. It's a family friendly event, but it's also licensed, so we will be serving alcohol and food, and it'll be fun. It'll be good time. If you're a wrestling fan, it should be fun.
Will we be able to see it if I happen not to make it? Is there anywhere I'll be able to see it after the fact?
I'm pretty sure there's going to be something going up that there's other people handling that, because I'm like an old tech dumb. I barely logged into this. But yeah, there's going to be something going on there where it's going to be streamed somewhere or be available even after the event and things like that. Because the main event, like I said, is Harry Smith Jr. versus Moose for the heavyweight championship. So these are big boys.
Those are big. Those are big gentlemen, and I'm gonna put my money on Harry Smith. I think I'll put my money on that.
It's a good choice.
I'll hit that up. Stone, thanks for joining us. Thanks for giving us your time. Go get some sleep. Go rest.
Yes, thank you.
Have yourself a wonderful night. You're welcome back anytime.
Okay, thanks very much.
Yeah, peace.
Bye.
Great. Spectacular stuff.